Hello, this is Michael Whitaker, also known as Admiral Willie Wilbur. I want to give a shout out to Houdini the Gamer. You should go check out his videos too. What I am going to do is go play a game, but you can watch me. And later on you can see it on YouTube. Well, I am a fan of the Krynn Syndicate. Picked them up in Galactic Civilizations 2 because the Yor didn't seem to work the way I wanted them to. They did me very, very good. So I hope you like the Krynn Syndicate. Let's go to Galaxy Size. Even though normally I do it for playing, I'm actually going to put it on Ludicrous. Because guess what? That's just how I like to play games. So you're just going to have to live with it. Because 100 factions didn't work, because 100 civilizations didn't work, I'm actually gonna bring pirates in.
Dude, come on, dude, save me.
I don't really have the research victory on because it is actually cheesy. When it should be the number of techs ahead of everyone, or into the last age or something. Instead, you just have simple research text to research. Ascension Victory, yeah, kind of cheesy on that one. 5 crystals, blah, 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 when you should be fighting people. Turn limit, don't really need that. Game settings, I kind of like to have my minor civilizations on abundant. Galaxy difficulty, normal, because I don't like to cheat. So I don't like to give me bonuses that the AI don't have. And we shouldn't be giving the AI bonuses that we don't have. That's called cheating. I'm going to go ahead and slow the game pacing down to slow a little. Research rate is very, very slow. Abundant United Planet frequencies, galactic events. Haven't seen a United Planet except once. That's because I got too many factions on the game. They need to change that. Where it says disable tech trading. Wait, why is that in the game? Why are you not playing something not in the game? Disable tech brokering. Same thing. It's in the game. Why are you not using it? Well, I have 50 factions because I couldn't get 96 to work. Blah, blah, blah. Now we are loading the game. Since we are going to be loading the game, while we're waiting, let's hear some music. They're my friends, they would.
And I sure have made a mess, pass me up and don't even.
There's a little problem. Admiral Willie Wilbur listens to heavy metal.
Cause I don't really need this anymore.
Notice they knew Michael Whitaker.
You skipping the truth, it's you telling a lie, and you're telling a lie.
What begins with a conversation ends with the right technology. At Cox Business, we listen. We work with you to understand your goals and your business.
Okay, well, the music is done. The Krynn are not a single race, but a coalition of sentient beings united by a shared religion. Okay, I'd like to see the other 5 race species of the Krynn. I can't call them racist because I don't know, to be honest. You take an Oriental or a black person, compare them to a white. But then let's take a Taurian. So I imagine a Taurian, which almost looks like E.T., okay? E.T. is as close to me, who is a Dutch, as, let's say, an Oriental, right? We're races, right? So E.T.'s a race, Oriental's a race. So they must be about the same as far as closest in DNA, right? So, beings united by religion, as their beliefs make clear that they will not achieve salvation until all sentient life in the galaxy follows the way of the Krynn. The Krynn will aggressively attempt to convert their neighbors at every available opportunity. Now they kind of change this, but in Dark Avatar they were actually referred to as jihadists. Jihadists are not good people. We will call them Islamics. I don't like to use Arabs because Arabs again hints as a nationality or a region of people, even though most of them are Islamics. Islam is a religion that does not tolerate beliefs that don't believe in Allah or Muhammad. Allah has been proven, dug up over there in Saudi Arabia. Almost died doing this, and actually they kicked him out. Now I know why the Saudis will actually kill you for digging up artifacts on their land. The reason why they will kill you is Allah isn't one God. Allah was originally on a pantheon of actually 600 gods. When Muhammad actually originally made Allah a single god, he wasn't quite a single god. He had 3 daughters, but due to peer pressure, he got rid of the 3 daughters of Allah. Okay? And this is why the Saudis will kill you for digging on their land. Because Allah is not God. We can call God Jehovah, El Elyon, or there's a few other names. But God Jehovah is one single God with 3 personages, or whatever you want to call it. Allah is actually the leader of a pantheon of 600 gods. In recent years, a secretive criminal organization has seized the reins of power in Krynn civilization, known as the Syndicate. They pursue the way of the Krynn via some decidedly more sinister paths than the peaceful language of their religion might suggest. Okay, this is obviously not a parallel to Islamic, because Islamic says, if you don't believe in Allah, I have 3 options. I can either make you a slave, either charge you tribute, or kill you. And that's only a 2-year probationary period. In 2 years of you paying me tribute or being my slave, if you don't accept Allah, I still have to kill you. No wonder why the Jews did not accept Allah. Originally, Muhammad said the Bible is the Word of God. It's kind of funny, the Quran doesn't say that God is love, while the Bible does say God is love. The Krynn are well suited for expansion, being rapid breeders will last with fast, far-ranging ships. Their outspoken nature make them unpopular, though, and their limited military manufacturing means they have to consider their most aggressive conversation activities very carefully. You gotta forgive me. I haven't read out loud in a long time. First Citizen. From Zerzura, Mauritia has risen above all peers has risen above all peers to become a galactic citizen. Now, you can train this citizen into an ever increasing number of specializations that will help shape the destiny of our civilization. Okay. In this game, we get a citizen once every 10 turns. And the names are randomly selected, and so are the pictures. The reason why it is stagnant that way is, for the most part, if you actually look it up, you will discover small civilizations like, let's say, Sweden, or let's say Taiwan, or South Korea, basically do as good as the bigger, wide civilizations. Even if you want to say industrially, China and India flattens the scale, that may be true. But neither one of those two are the biggest of the civilizations. And I just want to remind you, there's over 200 civilizations, not 3 on this planet. But when you look it up, you find South Korea actually holds its own. You'll also find Taiwan. Now, me being Krynn, I have discovered something. I go over here to highlight to see what it does. This is what it says do. Can level up until assigned to a planet. Influence growth 10%. Clerics spread your influence across known space. Now, let me tell you, if you plant a cleric on a plant a citizen on a planet, that citizen only affects the planet. Now, every other citizen I've seen actually increases that by about a factor of 10. In this case, this doesn't even tell me if it increases. But, you know, what the hey, why not? Let's just settle this guy on a planet. Oh, sorry. Nothing to actually select. That's my bad. So I'm going to go on Kryzev here. I'm going to add the citizen. And you know what? We are going to go ahead and put this cleric on a planet. Now, why would I do that? 10% influence to all the planets. That really would rock. Wait, let's look this up. Wait, influence growth, 130%. That is really cheesy. Till you actually check it out and he levels up. You would think a level 2 would be like 132% like every other citizen. No, level 2 is 230% influence growth. Well, I would say plant that Krynn on a planet. There's basically going to be nothing that's going to be able to match that. Well, I am looking at the things I'm going to build me a shipyard. Because even though we are supposed to have other ways of doing things, this is probably true, I still would rather check things out. I would still rather build my colony ships right out the bat. You see these 2 little planets here? These 2 little planets are going to rock. Now, every other iteration of galactic civilizations that I've seen, which is all the 2s and 3, population was unrealistic. You had 1 raw production point for every billion people, or we can translate to every person, 1 person, depending on which game you play. That was a little unrealistic. Raw production in the real world does not surpass manufacturing and science like that. So they've been made a little more realistic. Instead of 1 point per person, now they actually square root it. So you don't want to get your production that way. But you see all these asteroids here? We get 1 point of production if it's close enough to a planet, per asteroid mine. Even though it is 100 gold pieces, those would be worth picking up because your AI are doing the same thing, and you also won't be able to keep up otherwise. So that's how I would recommend picking up production. Population is not your best way for production. Now population is a little more realistic. Over here are your ranks amongst everybody. There's 51 on planet. 50 opponents plus me, 51. And this is what tells you rank. This is at least good till I meet somebody to compare. So now we are going to go to my research. Here on my research, I do not like this. I am old-fashioned. Let's play it like we did on GalSib 2. Let's pull up the tech trees. I actually like how it's divided here. I could go pick up Universal Translate in case I meet somebody, or I can wait. No point in doing military in the beginning because that just doesn't make sense. But we are looking for something called Brendel's Observatory because... Oh, is that over here? Okay, Brendel's Observatory. It'll give you a free plant, but you gotta build it before anybody else. You better get the Illyrium. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Colonial Settlements. Here I actually double-click to get it, which is kind of nice, kind of not nice. Okay, I've selected it by double-click. This is true. But now there's no reason for me to be in this screen. A double-click should have took me out of the screen. But the interface is actually better than 2 at this point, and actually will rock. Oh yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Houdini the Gamer. You should actually check out his vids on his YouTube channel, and also subscribe to his channel and my channel. So anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and... No, I'm not. Sorry. There's so way much more. See, technology screen out there? That's cool. It's now in my face. I like that. Victory screens, okay? Not really check this out too much, but hey, if I want to see how good I'm doing against the AI, too bad I haven't met anybody. Current standing 1 of 51. Current leader, Krynn syndicate, blah, blah, blah. Influence victory, this basically just telling us about it. Your cultural influence might gain control of 75% of the galaxy. Oh, it's telling me how to win. At precise, current standing 1 of 51. Current leader, Krynn syndicate. Remember, I just sold that citizen. That's going to rock, so I'm probably would win this. Except I am on a ludicrous map. The odds of me getting an influence victory is almost impossible. Learn the keys to higher planes of existence, blah, blah, blah. You must unlock, what? Unlock really beyond mortality for a research victory. You can kind of see why I did not select that, right? Ascension victory, you must have 0 to 100 aura points required to achieve Ascension victory. This sounds pretty good, but basically I just have to maintain 5 Ascension crystals. Well, you can see also why I didn't pick that. Diplomatic victory, if I could pull this off, you must ally with 50 mere civilizations to achieve an alliance victory. Yeah, good luck with that. Remember, I have 51 people in the game. You could select fewer, but then again, you know what? I live in a world of 200 nations. This don't make sense to me. I'm picking the designer. I can design ships. I'm not really good at that. Like, I would just go to... I could use a design. I can unfavor. I can obsolete. Sorry, I'm not really heavy on explaining that. I can go to a new design here. Oh, by the way, my resources up here will help when I'm doing most of this. I can go with a tiny starter hull, or I can go with a cargo hull. And here, I can pick things and put things on here. I can actually choose, see, put something on my ship. Not really creative there. I usually don't do anything, but I usually will pick my hull, then go to equip. I could put a hyperdrive. Space rockets. Now this is new. Galactic civilizations did not start out with weapons, but I guess too many people are all whine, complain. Oh, I can't start a game and fight, man. Why can't I go fight? You can't go fight because you don't know how. You just entered space. You know, honestly, if we right now got attacked, I don't think we could really put up a fight. So we have the modules here. Thulium hull reinforcements. That's actually pretty good because you're really going to get a buttload of thulium. You're going to get more thulium than anything else. The most useful on there is Durantium. Now I'm just going to exit out of here. From here I can go to Steam Workshop and load a bunch of cool stuff.
How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing really, really good. I'm actually trying to record
How's it
a
going
walkthrough. Did I wake you up?
How's he doing? Probably.
Hey, you want to say hello to these people? So anyways, I am going to exit out of this. I'm going to try to be a little quieter because I just woke up my cousin there, I think. He didn't actually answer and say that. That could have. So, now we're going to go to the govern screen. You're actually going to be here a lot. If you don't settle your citizens, the reason why you might want to settle your citizens is because you're shooting for more of going tall than wide. If you go wide, you probably shouldn't sell your citizens. If you go tall, it actually helps to sell your citizens. You only have a few colonies, that's going to rock. This is the colony screen. All construction, research, net income, approval, influence, planetary defense, resistance, population. Let's see what it's like to go to a colony. Shall we go to colony? Oh, that's the same as before. Takes me back to the screen. That is really, really good. Here's your command section. I don't really use these, so I don't really know what they do. But shipyards, buildings, sending ships, reassign. Since I don't have any shipyard, it would make sense that don't work. I do have a ship.
Yeah.
Ships going of the type. This is basically for, I don't know what it's called, sorry. Fleets, planets. This trade window is nice. I mean, when you research the right text, you're going to get an option to build freighters. You're going to be limited on the number of freighters you can build. The recommendation is the further away your freighters are, you send them from your wealthiest planet, probably going to be in a home planet. Further away the freighters are, the more money you're going to make. The closer they are. But then again, here's something you have to consider. When you are building a freighter, it's going to take a long time to get there. Before you actually send the freighters out really far, you should send them really close and then go out really far, and then you cancel the route and start over once they get to their destination. Timeline. I am pretty sure the timeline here is only for one reason. If you want to make a really interactive AI that can actually play against you, he's going to be needing to know what you're doing. This is actually going to help tell the AI what everyone's doing so they can modify to your gameplay. Galactic Civilizations 3 on down did not do that. Now this one does. Crusades does. Again, you need to kind of know your relationships. Most powerful opponent, ally. Most powerful stuff, ally. The reason why you don't need this by espionage is so the AI can actually modify to how you play. Now this is actually telling you stuff on your thing. If you actually want to finer detail, you actually have to find somebody that knows this stuff better. Now I'm going to go say I want to look at my citizens. Right now I don't have anybody to train, but for more text I research, the more citizens I can get to train. This is what I start out with. Even though I started out with a cleric, apparently I can't build no more clerics. Probably because those things are too powerful. This tells me how many citizens I have. Later on, if I get enough resources, I can promote my citizens if I have promotions. That's going to require certain resources. If I want to rename my citizen, okay, the citizens at Are We for Alien Peace? Okay. We're going to call this guy Wilbur as an example instead. We are going to pull up. Did you say something? Houdini? So this guy is now Wilbur. I can rename any of my citizens.
Are you sure? You have one of those big
This is a summary screen. This tells you how I'm playing. Did you say something?
So, no, hey, when we go, I gotta take over sometime this weekend. You gotta remind me to do that, okay?
Well, this is telling me how I'm playing versus everyone else. Doesn't tell me as much stuff. Now this I go to a lot. Here are my colonized plants, but let's say I don't want to look at them, so I can shrink them down. Shows me my uncolonized plants. I can shrink them down. Now this screen is pretty useless. But let's pull up my colonized plants, right? Let's say I had a bunch. Here it says sort by name. By the way, this was my addition. They had this in 2, but originally they didn't have it in 3. I suggest bring this to 3. I'm not necessarily putting it here, but actually having a separate screen. Then putting it here rocks. This here, I can sort my plants by different stuff. I can sort them by name. I can sort them by by manufacturing, research, wealth, influence, population, approval. And the reason why this comes in handy is when I'm deciding to build stuff or specialize my plants, it helps me to know which one has the most wealth, the most research, the most manufacturing. Specialization wasn't my idea. This was my idea. I'm the first guy who came up with it, and they added it to a patch. Not right away, but later down the road. Now here's my ship. Now, since Galactic Civilizations 3, I have changed the way I've moved. I used to click on my ship and find a place on the map and click on the map. Okay. Now I actually go here and I just click on my ship, takes me to my ship, and then I move. Now if you have a dozen ships, that is really, really nice. Now I actually don't bother doing these sorts. Sorting by battle rating, attack. This is great if you have warships. Sort by defense, sort by hit points, sort by moves. That actually would come in handy. So I didn't know it was there because I don't use this. I'm not going to use sort by moves. Sort by sensor range. Again, not a bad idea. Now here's my shipyards when I build them. I use that. And I don't use as much star bases. But in Crusades, I've actually been using this list a lot because now we upgrade our starbase modules by researching. This is actually how happy my citizens are. It's important to watch this. This falls below 50. You need to build morale improvements. I'm on turn 2. The turn is actually more important than the year, but I liked having the year there. Now at that point, let's move on to the planet. Okay? Now that I'm on my planet, this is my bead queue. Again, I can sort by name, I can sort by manufacturing, sort by research, and I don't use this because I never have enough. This actually would come in handy. I think I might have suggested this one too. Sort by wealth, sort by no, I didn't suggest it. Sorry, that's my pride. Sort by population, sort by approval. Here, if I click on this, I can cancel because I haven't built anything. If I clicked on something, let's say, okay, cancel. I could destroy this, or I can upgrade this. It actually helps to upgrade because it really doesn't do much until you upgrade it. And then when you upgrade it, it actually gives it things that it can usually do more, and it turns into a resource which helps you build things later. So upgrading it is important. Here's my capital city, and these are things that fairly start out with. This can be doubled up as a hub. If you put something next to it that's one of these kinds of buildings, it actually gives an added bonus. Usually like only 1 or 2%, but depending on the hub, that actually comes in handy. Hubs are the new things instead of power plants. Here's the name of my planet. This is Civilization Planet Class. Later on I'll get an arrow and I can actually move through my planets different ways. Here's the things important. Social construction is what you build on a planet. Ship construction is what goes to the shipyard. Research, net income, influence, and food's a new thing. Food actually helps you build cities, so you might want to remember that. And basically get food by building farms. Raw production is where everything starts. Raw production affects everything on here. Resistance. If resistance is if you're in influence, it helps fights that. Approval 69%. That's good. Population. You notice there's a max population and there's a regular population. Let's go to governed planet. Okay, some of this is basically my idea. Auto upgrade improvements. I don't actually want that, but if I had that, so do not upgrade until planet is full, I would actually probably have that on. I'm just going to turn auto upgrade planets on because most of your upgrades are going to require resources. And now that it does that, you might want to have that off in the game. Now the resources actually remind me of the games, which is neat. These governors here, as much as I actually like to micromanage, it's part of playing the game. Why you guys don't like to micromanage actually baffles me. But if you don't, you just click on a governor other than direct control, and basically it will build the planet without your interaction and help. This is renamed planet. Because there's only one planet, it's automatically a capital. And I'll lose the game if I destroy my own planets. They ain't letting me destroy planets. I never had a reason to ever destroy a planet. Don't make sense to me.
The Green Bay blanket. I don't know if you threw it there or Eric. Put that on this half of this bed.
Okay.
Come on now. Eric.
Function.
Hey, stop.
But it needs to be up there, Eric. The way it was up there. I got it, Michael. Please.
Oh, sorry about that. I had to pause for a second. So anyways, this pretty much tells you the planet screen, planet class, all that. So as we get more planets, we're going to do this. I actually like to build wide, but come find out there are a lot of tall civilizations in this world. So building tall actually works. So I'm going to move a little closer. Now, there were some things I didn't understand before. Like this. You click on a star. Whoa! That's cheesy, but apparently this can tell me habitable planets, asteroids, and one resource. Here's the one resource. Guess what? I don't need to explore this star anymore. So I'm going to just go over here next turn. Galaxy graphs. The graphs are nice. That's what they had in 2. Power would be nice. We had more. Create rally point. But now the AI is going to do it. Down here we have planets, stars. Basically, this is what tells you what can be shown on the mini map. Influence. You can change it from defaults, trade routes, and ship range. You can mix it up and have it different. Details. If we go to command here, this is actually what I can tell the ship to do. Like, I can tell it to auto-survey, but it won't go at an armed, even though it has the weapons. If an anomaly is armed, it will actually skip it. So I don't really auto-survey. Besides, I need to actually identify the habitable planets more than anything right now. I can set to explore. Now, every ship out there can explore, but if I tell a survey ship to explore, that doesn't make any sense, because if it can't find anomalies, it's going to explore anyways. Sentry and guard, for the most part, I found them to not work the way I wanted them to, so I really don't use them. Um, upgrade really doesn't give me enough okay, I have no ships. That's probably why I can't get an upgrade. But because it doesn't give me enough information anymore like it did in 2, I don't really use upgrade. I could decommission the only ship I have. That don't really make sense. I have an idle shipyard, really? Oh, actually, this is new. I did not know I could do. I've never tried to do a go-to. So I can go to colony, shipyards. Oh, see, I can go to shipyard or starbase. Okay, so they're building the shipyard. That's probably what that means. Actually, that was something I didn't know. Something else I never really look at is details, because this is blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really tell me a whole lot. It tells me what's in my survey module. I can highlight this, and it just gives me the stats about it. Without a medium scale building, you can't even upgrade your survey, so probably shouldn't get. Here's more stats about it too. You can actually look up. Basically, if you make a ship, you're gonna know what it is, so that doesn't really matter. Now, I've explained basically everything. I am gonna hit the turn. Believe me, if you actually played Galactic Civilizations 2, or if you actually played 3 for the longest of time, those turns were never that fast.
About to do intro, so hold on. Want to intro this?
Should I go in the other room then?
Pretty good.
Okay.
I'm doing an intro like this. Just sit here.
Apparently Houdini the gamer is making a video. Hey, can you do it loud enough for them to hear?
Hold on, guys. Focus. Michael, you need to stop talking.
I can go back to talking. Okay, basically what I'm looking for is habitable planets to send a colony for when I get done colonizing these two with the shipyards. Then I'm going to need to find planets colonists. Oh, wait a minute, I just noticed my influence has grown enough for me to build mining bases on shipyards. I'm going to lose some money, but guess what? This is going to help production. If I don't do this, the AI will kick your butt. So you do need to build those mining bases. There is no substitution because raw production is now a little more realistic. Some people have suggested specializing planets. It really depends on your playstyle, and remember, whatever playstyle you adapt, the AI now will modify its playstyle to adapt to your playstyle. And by the way, that was also a suggestion I came up with too. I actually had designed logic and all kinds of stuff for this. I'm really amazed on how when you suggest something, people are like, that's impossible. I mean, I've heard things like computers can't do math. No, programmer may not be able to program the math in there, but computers can do math. Oh, you know what? Looks like I just met the cage. Hopefully they're minor rays, because this is really, really close. And you don't really wanna... Since there's only one habitable planet and I just explored it, I'm not gonna finish exploring the cage. But I'm gonna go around. And like I said, hopefully they're minor. But I can't do anything because apparently I have to hit enter. But I will have to say it turns out it's great. Oh, this is not a minor race. I am next to a major race. But I can't really speak to them because I don't have universal translator. So I have a choice to say huh and shut it. Or I can say you fake smile and nod as if you understand and proceed to close incoming transmission. I'm going to do that. But regardless of me not understanding, apparently these guys understand body language. Okay, though I can't understand them. Oh, I can't speak to them without Universal Translator. Okay, in the previous iterations, including Galactic Civilizations 2 base game, no, I never could speak to them. That's just me imagining things. By the way, the Krynn in 2 looked more like it. Kind of reminded me of the Rhodian in Star Wars. Hey, why don't you tell me your opinion on that one? But I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. From what I can see, this building is slower, but you can actually control your building. And how slow or fast you build on Galactic Civilizations 3. Now I have a new citizen. Let's see, I can make an administrator. Let's see, what do administrators do? Administrators provide 5 points for administration, which in turn are consumed by survey ships, colonies, and star bases. Let's see here. How many administrators I got? 35? Might do that later. Now this actually speeds up how fast I build. Workers can produce your civilization's social construction by 3%, or you can... What'd you say, Josh? Or you can settle them on a colony and boost social production by 30% instead. My recommendation is, if you're going tall, settle it. If you're going wide, that's probably not your best idea. Then if you're going wide, you should go with leaders. Or I can grab a scientist. Scientists will boost your civilization research by 3%, or you can settle them on a colony and boost its research by 30%. Okay, summary. Apparently, because I haven't trained him yet, he doesn't really count under my summary. But what I'm going to go do is, I want to check and see how's my research going. 34 out of 51. That means the Krynn are doing very bad on their research. Okay, so I'm going to... By the way, you can just double click or I can push trains. I'm just going to double click. And apparently, now check it out. I now have 2 citizens. But guess what? I'm also going to want to put him on my planet because I only have 1 planet. And remember, in order to actually make it more effective for him to go wide, you have to have at least 10 planets of Krynn. Remember, that's many turns that you wouldn't be able to use it. So in the beginning, I'm going to use it. Later on, I can actually promote him. And if I promote him, I can even take him off my planet. But these require resources. And you can read them. And there's also malevolent. It means if you're not malevolent, you can't even do this one. but pragmatic and benevolent still gets those. The reason why not all the citizens could promote, originally they had promotions for every citizen, but they found it overpowering, so they took them out of the game. They're going to put promotions back in the game, but no, we just have to be patient. Okay, so I built my first, shipyard. Built my first shipyard. A starport gives you a +2 to ship construction. That's not that bad. And I'm probably going to put here. No, I'm not going to do that. Only because the actual one don't make sense. Because the space elevator would be better for that. I'm looking at my selections. Not much really good here. I could put them here. I'm probably going to end up putting my missionary center there later. So it's probably not going to do much good. So I could put them here, possibly, in case. I'm going to put him there because I'm going to put one influence building on a planet. And Krynn, you might want to question, does that even make sense if you have a cleric? But anyways, I'm going to go to my shipyard. Well, at this point, I've been building different ships. I have different specialty ships. I'm going to start off with the Arc 1 because if anything, I can grab those class 4 planets. What's really remarkable with this many asteroids, they actually don't do any worse than Chrysis. Now I hit enter. Now enter will actually move me to the next turn. Now if I don't have anything to do, this thing will make me do it. Again, that was my idea, and I think it's a good idea, even in spite some people don't agree with me on that one. In Galciv 2, there were too many planets I neglected and everything because I didn't know, because it would just skip them. I guess if you like this video, you can comment, and I can answer your comments on the next video. I'm honestly not the greatest player at this game because I don't know, not really that strategically good. Maybe because it's lazy, I don't spend time to find out. I've read the rule books to Galciv. I do recommend looking at playthroughs even if they are obsolete because, to be honest, most 4X have a general way on how to play. My actual opinion on how they're doing resources, Galactic Civilizations is actually the first of its type. They created the Masters of Orion, but since Galactic Civilizations is out before Masters of Orion, it actually would be the first 4X. The thing is, since Galactic Civilizations, they made several improvements. But when they brought this game back, instead of looking at the improvements other games made, they kind of just upgraded it. Now, Crusades would be like, well, I feel Galactic Civilizations should have been when it was brought back. And this basically looks at all the improvements of these games. And actually, now it has the improvements. The Scout. A mysterious single... This is like a random event. A mysterious single occupant craft has appeared in orbit around our homeworld. Our ships quickly surrounded the intruder, who explained that she's Scout from a peaceful but secretive race from the far side of the galaxy. In exchange for her release and the provision of supplies to repair her sensor device, she offers you samples of the advanced sensor technology for her people have. I'm not illiterate. I'm just blind. Something that this is not the best example, but something in Galactic Civilizations 2, the evil, which we'll call malevolent, good is benevolent, and pragmatic is would not be neutral, but something else. Benevolent is actually another word for good. Malevolent is actually another word for evil. They really need to find actually some ideologies to label this. I would say that the tech trees are different, but to be honest, I would say Galactic Civilizations had ideologies before Civilization did. Because those alignments are really ideologies if you look at how they were played before. But something in Galactic Civilizations 2, which is different here, in Galactic Civilizations 2, it always favored the evil option. It never actually favored the neutral or the good over the evil. So it made sense to pick evil because evil had the best options. Here they've actually my idea again, but it's a good idea. That's what they went with that. I'm glad they did. Is sometimes the benevolent's actually going to have a better option or an equal option to evil. Pragmatic actually, to my opinion, has the best option. The reason why is if I get a free scout ship, it's limited. This actually extends the sensor ranges on all of them.
Intro.
Okay, do your intro then. So we're going to let Houdini Gamer do his intro.
Hey guys. Something happened with the connection, so. Hey guys, Houdini Gamer, back game of Black Ops 3, BO3, zombies. There's something happening right now, so I'm gonna fix it. And on the right of me, we have, what's your nickname?
Admiral Willie Wilbur.
And shout out, and go check out his channel,
Michael Whitaker.
He's uploaded a video today, it's his first time. So shout out to him. And you hear him talk with his channel. And you guys hear me talk. So I'll be right back with you when we start the game.
Well, on this ideology thing, constructive is really good, but I actually like to adding my points right away. Because the more points on ideology, the better, because this is another kind of tech tree. And the more text you have, the better you'll do at the game. So I'm actually going to go to prepared center instead of being constructive. I am going to unlock that. Now this actually may put me at a disadvantage with the AI being right next to me. And now I'm done. I'm going to hit turns. Wow, really, really fast turns. I like that, being really, really fast turns. If there are other advice, I'm not exactly sure what the other advice is. You probably shouldn't go for, weapons first. But here, let's just move the looter. Now that's actually a more efficient way to move. That was something I think is a really, really great idea. Then have it in turn 2, and honestly, I think that's actually better than the list ideas that they had in Distant Worlds. Now I'm going to hit enter again. Specializations on the planets, that's a good idea. We make them certain ways, maybe. I'm still actually learning. I kind of like to put it up at 10, because I heard 10 citizens on a planet is the most optimum way to do that. So I'm putting 1.8 on transport. Now since I haven't found any planets at all, I'm going to go to one of my class 4 planets. Now this is an approval relic. This means I should actually build me a constructor and go take an approval. The Krynn are actually really good with approval. Now, your actually don't need to worry about approval.
What? Think so?
Since there is a resource, I'm gonna go with the snuggler colony first, but I'm just gonna still eventually grab this. Because again, a snuggler colony is a resource that can help me build things until I learn what resources do and don't. I'm gonna be keeping with that for a while. The texts are a little different now. They're actually pretty generic looking like all the other ones, minus the Krynn and the iridium, but, the texts are slightly different, so I haven't learned what texts are, so I just go through and basically just, select them. Oh wait, here's another asteroid mine I should build, because production is good. That'll actually help bring my production up. Now I'm actually going to be shooting for a constructor. Yes, at this point I would customize and build me a constructor, but just to save time, I'm actually not going to build any ships and just simply use the standard ships. Using the standard base ships was never a good idea. I know there's a lot of people that say they should be, but this game was made to customize. It's built around customization. You are supposed to custom build your ships. You want to be able to play this game good, you gotta custom build. There's really no way around it. You can complain that the default ships are good, but honestly, this game was never made to do it that way. So now that I've actually picked my constructor ship, I'm going to hit enter again. If you're ever wondering what I'm doing with the enter, I'm just ending turn by pushing enter. This is something the game used to not do, which it did in 2, but didn't do it in 3 in the beginning. But it actually does simplify it. I think that was also my idea, but being honest, I can't remember all the ideas I suggested. They were just, sometimes you have to wait until you do something. In this really case, I have to wait till I actually find a planet. Now, I custom built this thing really slow because in the beginning it's not a really big deal. Normally I don't meet someone that fast. I'm probably actually going to go with just colony ships for right now. For that reason. I have something else to build. Let's see here. My first factory, which is a starport, plus 2 to ship construction. Now I'm going to build ships quicker. Now I'm going to go with all construction. The layout on this planet's not the greatest. So I'm going to go with all construction. Which is the space elevator.
Hey guys. Me and Jenny, the gamer.
Please.
With Michael Whitaker and his nickname. Michael, what's your nickname?
Admiral Willie Wilbur.
And he's playing, what are you playing?
Galactic Civilizations 3 Crusades. The Crusade expansion has just came out, and from what I can see, if you like 4X or you like strategy games, to my opinion, this is the best I've seen of the turn-based strategy games.
So, shout out to him at Michael Whitaker. Nothing, just Michael Whitaker, Michael blank, no, space Whitaker. And he's making a video right now. And I'm playing zombies. Sorry guys, the only tripod I have. It's not really a tripod. You guys see what my thing's looking like.
So is it alright if I just start talking then?
You guys are hearing him talk all the time. He has to explain everything to his viewers.
So, anyways, apparently I get another new citizen coming up. I have to wait for it to be done. I like to wait for it to get done saving. I don't think that does
Sorry,
anything.
guys, I wish I had tried that.
But in the beginning, that used to cause crashes.
Stop tweeting.
First of all, let's see how well I'm doing versus everyone else.